Okay, here we go. We're hitting the road to shine a light on women who inspire us to be bolder and braver.
Leadership doesn't look one way. It's a giant rainbow.
You're not gonna break me down. You'll get worn out before I do.
Women who push us outside our comfort zone.
You got this.
And make us laugh.
I'm in deep Georgia, and they might have never met a Muslim.
Or they don't know they have.
Or they don't know they have, because we walk among you.
You have a marriage that has been on public display since the beginning. You said the gutsiest thing you ever did was stay in your marriage.
That doesn't mean that's right for everybody.
To throw someone's life away when people really do make changes. I just believe in second chances.
My mother needed rehabilitation, not prison.
Your survival is your power.
Someone say to me, you're not good enough because you have melanin. How dare you?
I have a master's in whites. I just want whites to get a GED in blacks.
Every single person makes some impact on the planet every single day. We can choose what sort of difference we make.
Speak truth to power. When I throw rocks, I'm throwing them up.
We're gonna go by the house where we got married. This is where it all started. And the rest is history.
Cheers.
It was just so beautiful, so stunning and brave.
Look. So that was a trailer for what I guess is Apple TV's latest bid to draw a aggressively liberal audience, a show that looks like it's an interview segments with people like Megan Thee Stallion, Hillary Clinton, obviously prominently featured. She tweeted this out this morning saying, join us for intimate conversations with some of the world's boldest and bravest women. What do Kim Kardashian, Gloria, Steinem, Megan Thee Stallion, and Jane Goodall have in common? They're gutsy.
It's the name of the show.
It's the name of the show.
It is just so brave to showcase, to give Hillary Clinton, someone who has not gotten the attention she's really deserved. So,
look, it is on one level fine.
Look, I find Kim Kardashian a kind of inspirational figure. Kim's cool.
She's a self-started kind of lady.
She's done. I like her advocacy. I have tremendous respect for some of these figures, not all of these.
There's civil rights
figures.
advocates. There's
Gloria
Jane Steinem. There
is
are people who aren't.
I can't say enough bad things about Gloria.
Okay,
Steinem,
look, I don't feel the same way as you as Gloria Steinem, but even I think Gloria Steinem is a great example for why I have some dissonance about an ad like this and about a show like this. For one, it is frustrating to me that people who have careers in public service do these hard pivots these days into these plain money grabs like this for Apple TV. Nobody needs this. This isn't changing the world. It's not helping women who are disproportionately in minimum wage jobs,
but
the likes of which Hillary doesn't want to raise.
Able to tell her story.
She doesn't believe in universal health care. Her husband was an architect of mass incarceration. You have that woman talking about my mother. Was that Megan Thee Stallion's mom? Megan Thee Stallion saying my mom didn't need incarceration. She needed rehabilitation. I don't know why you want to talk to Hillary Clinton about that.
Right.
I mean, it's this like identity politics gloss that's put over all of this, so that it's just I'm woman, hear me war, without having real conversations about the implication of the policies that people like Hillary Clinton have advanced, and even Gloria Steinem.
Afghanistan, Iraq. She's the architect of what happened in Libya.
Right. And to the Gloria Steinem point, Gloria Steinem, she was the person who in 2016, when so many young women were pointing out the ways that Hillary Clinton had failed women, and that Bernie Sanders felt, to many of us, like the better advocate for the issues that were most important to us, including a lot of populist economic issues that Hillary Clinton and the Clintons and the neoliberalism that they proudly brought to the foreground of American politics were ignoring. Gloria Steinem came out and said, women are only supporting Bernie for the boys. She looked at a poll that showed a majority of women under 40 were with Bernie and said, they're only doing it for the boys.
She provided feminist cover for the Clintons back in the day, when she famously wrote what is referred to as the one free grope rule column, which is a totally accurate description of what she said. Is that, you know what? Yeah, Bill Clinton might have done some bad stuff, but he's our guy, so stick with him.
She apologized for the statement about Bernie, but you see this over and over again. You see Hillary Clinton dredging up in this latest book that we were almost talking about last week, these conversations that apparently that she had with Elizabeth Warren about how Bernie did her dirty during the
we never ended up talking about that. Maybe did Ryan and Emily talk about it? I don't know.
I think they might have.
Okay.
But the reality is,
I don't believe. Yeah.
First of all,
I don't believe it.
I'm sorry.
No one believes it.
And there's a reason we don't believe it, right? It's not just because, I like Bernie or I dislike Hillary Clinton. It's because Bernie Sanders is on record for decades talking about how women need to be in politics, how he hopes there's a woman president of the United States. He cheerled for Elizabeth Warren and pushed her to run in 2016 against Hillary Clinton. He was part of this draft Warren movement. Elizabeth Warren did not want to run and chose instead to throw her lot in with the establishment Democrats. You saw what Warren did. No one forced her to take $9 million of undisclosed money from a billionaire. It came out after the primary was over so that she could stay in through Super Tuesday and damn the progressive chances.
What was it exactly that she was accused of saying about, or that she said Bernie said?
That Bernie said that a woman couldn't be president.
Right. Yeah, I don't believe he said that to her whatsoever.
And the coordinated timing.
I would bet money that he never said that to her.
Look, it was clearly a hit job. You saw all of these newspapers quoting the same sources, which was really the same person over and over and over again, undisclosed. The Warren campaign responded in a way that they knew would generate the level of activity that they wanted, and it was perfectly positioned to come out during a debate. Her little stunt with the failure to shake hands and to say whatever she said on Bernie on the stage. I think, I'm gratified that most people saw it as transparent, and that was basically the end of her campaign. But it's disappointing because a lot of folks see Elizabeth Warren as someone who could have been an inheritor to the Bernie movement, someone who we could have been rooting for in a future, let's say 2024 cycle if Biden chooses not to run, or even as an insurgent candidate against Joe Biden without the permission of the Democratic Party. I think a lot of people would have been excited about her, but for the fact that she showed her cards in that way. Why are we talking about Elizabeth Warren? The point is that Hillary Clinton has been at the center of all of these scandals, doing nothing to restore the country. Say what you want about Joe Biden. He's not been trying to be divisive. He's been talking in these warm terms, trying to bring people into the tent for better or the worse. Hillary Clinton, on the other hand, seems to be doing things that are naked money grabs like this, and saying and doing things that just remind people of old hurts, including hurts that have divided the Democratic Party.
Hillary Clinton, who, well, not nearly as aggressively, of course, as Trump in the wake of his loss, but did question whether her loss was legitimate, was due to Russia, was due to Tulsi Gabbard, was due to all these factors beyond her control, all this nefariousness, and she's been allowed to still have a public career. She can have a television show for not to tell her story.
She's had a master
It's fine
class.
when she does it. It's fine when she does it.
She had a Hulu show in 2020, I believe it was. I mean, she just won't go. And look, you have people like Jimmy Carter, who, God bless him, at 153 years old, is out in the world building houses and trying to make the world better till his last breath. And it's just, public service used to mean something. And now these politicians don't even seem to feel like they have to even superficially put that work in. They just want to go on the Davos circuit and sit around having cocktails with people on Epstein's list who
that's always been her. That's always been the Clintons.
And they're all on the Bill Gates circuit, and it's deeply frustrating because, look, I would love for Hillary Clinton to behave in a way that would make me want to say, okay, it's a mulligan, forgive and forget. I have no interest in holding on to ire against anybody, and she's an immensely powerful person with a lot of potential to do a lot of public good. But when I see videos like this, I have to believe that she genuinely believes that this is doing a feminism, that this is helping, that all of her years in office and power, her husband's 8 years in office, not ratifying the Equal Rights Amendment, not codifying Roe, not doing any of that, championing Ruth Bader Ginsburg's decision not to step down during Obama.
She's literally the person who paints like the rainbow on the bombs she's dropping. Like, that's her ideology.
Yeah, and it's a shame that all of these other women who I think are legitimate and have a lot of wonderful heroic things that they have done. I'm not going to be mad at the woman who integrated her high school in 1960s having a conversation about what that meant to her and what she thinks about the current state of race in America. I'm interested to hear from her. It's just shameful. It's disappointing that it has to be poisoned by the Hillary Clinton penumbra.
Well said. All right, more Rising right after this.